Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Rohan Bijou, and today we're going to take a look at the Samsung Odyssey G4 gaming monitor. So we've actually taken a look at the Samsung Odyssey G40B gaming monitor, which is the bigger version of the G4. And the G40B is only a Best Buy exclusive in the United States, so a lot of people in the world won't be able to have access to the G40B while you can have access to the G4. So the G4 is actually on Amazon right now for $230, which is more on the affordable side, and we're going to cover a lot about that in this video. And as always, I've left links in the description if you want to go check out this monitor. So let's give a quick rundown of what we're going to cover in today's video. First, we're going to do an unboxing, then we're going to talk about the setup of the monitor, then we're going to talk about specs, both physical as well as display, and then we're going to talk about my final score and my final thoughts for the monitor while showing you some sweet gameplay from the PS5 right over there. So before we begin, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to watch more future content like this. Like this video if you found this helpful, and comment any questions or concerns, and I'll try my best to answer them. So without further ado, let's go straight to the unboxing. So the box is pretty standard for every Samsung monitor, and let's pop the box open. Here we can find the plastic circle we can place on the back of the monitor for aesthetics, and this is pretty standard for every Samsung Odyssey monitor. Then we can find and pull out the base, which feels pretty solid and has a hint of metal. Then we can see we have the neck of the monitor, which also feels pretty hefty and durable. Then we can find a bag full of accessories. Here we can find a Displayport cable, an HDMI cable, a power cable with the brick, and then finally we have the paperwork for the monitor. Then finally we can take the monitor out of the box and place it on the table, and it feels pretty heavy and durable. Let's peel off all the plastic of the monitor and begin setting it up. To set up the monitor, you only have to take the neck of the monitor and attach it to the base and screw it in. Please don't use a knife, instead please use a screwdriver instead. Then you can place the monitor flat on the table with the screen facing the table, and then slide the neck into the slot on the back of the monitor itself, and you will hear a click. This means that it's secure. Now let's take the plastic ring, split it apart, and place it on the monitor and twist. Now it's all in place, and you can bring the monitor upright. Let's plug the monitor into power and then connect my PS5 and show you some sweet gameplay while talking about the physical specs. The display is 25 inches with the matte coating to avoid reflections, and the majority of the monitor is made out of durable plastic with a neat design etched onto the back of the monitor. This is pretty standard across all Odyssey monitors I've reviewed on this channel. On the center on the back, we can see the iconic plastic ring, which for this model does not light up in any way. Now looking back the neck of the monitor, we can see that it's made entirely out of plastic and has an inbuilt wire management system, which is not that noteworthy and does its job barely. It's just a silicone tab that holds the wires in place, and actually would look kind of rough if you're trying to have a minimal desk setup. The design we were talking about in the back bleeds into the front, as we can see these exhaust vent looking designs on the front of the monitor, which is the iconic Odyssey look. The main controls for the monitor's OS can be found under the middle Samsung logo and is in a button format, which is a much more budget alternative to using a joystick. The back of the monitor can be mounted using a 100x100 VESA mount if you really need it. Now let's talk about ports. On the back you can see we have one headphones jack, two HDMI 2.0 inputs, one DisplayPort 1.2 input, one USB input, and one DC 14V port to power your monitor. As you can see, this monitor definitely has more than enough ports to be able to game on multiple sources, like connecting your PC as well as a console at the same time, and you can switch off based on which device you want to game on. It's also worth mentioning that there are no integrated speakers for this monitor, so if you want to have sound, connect a sound system or use a headset. Now let's talk about the ergonomics of this monitor. The monitor can height adjust, tilt, swivel, and can pivot so that you can keep it vertical if you want to use this monitor as a secondary monitor in your monitor setup. Overall, the ergonomics of this monitor is pretty good, and you can always mount the monitor on the arm if you want to add more flexibility. There's one problem overall with the monitor's build, and it's that it wobbles a little. So if you were trying to change the settings or slamming the desk after a terrible loss in game, then the monitor might be a little unstable. So that was pretty much it for the physical specs. So now let's talk about the display specs for the Samsung Odyssey G4. The G4 is a pretty standard monitor with a 1080p resolution with a screen size of about 25 inches at an aspect ratio of 16:9. This means that it has a pretty decent PPI, and you will not feel like you can see individual pixels stand out. This is definitely more visually appealing than the 27-inch G40B, but it does sacrifice on the display size. The G4 has an IPS display with a 240Hz refresh rate and a 1 millisecond response time. IPS panels have both pros and cons depending depending on the person using it. IPS panels allow you to have a higher viewing angle at around 178 degrees, so friends sitting next to you can watch your screen without sacrificing on-screen quality. But since it's an IPS display, it also does take a hit on response time, which this monitor claims to do 1 milliseconds, but in reality it's around 4 milliseconds. The 240Hz refresh rate can give you ultra smooth visuals and will objectively help you in competitive gaming. But if you really are into competitive gaming and really value specs like high refresh rate and low response times, IPS panels won't be your best option. Check out for a monitor with a TN panel because they're basically catered towards pro gamers, but they do sacrifice on other things as well. So the Samsung Odyssey G4 is G-Sync and FreeSync compatible so that your PC gaming can be tear-free. The brightness of the monitor reaches around 400 nits, which is pretty impressive, and the G4 has a contrast ratio of 1000:1, which is not really that good. The G4 also does not do really well with black uniformity, which means there will be a noticeable backlight bleed and blotching on the monitor when it shows true black. So if you really care about contrast and are using this monitor for photography or video editing, this would not be the greatest monitor for that. The monitor also has HDR10, which is not quite as impressive as it sounds because of the lack of contrast as well as the lack of black uniformity. The monitor also has an extra feature, but I feel like it's more of a gimmick, is that it can display ultra wide games. So this means you can play games at an aspect ratio of 21:9, and this doesn't really seem to be a good idea because of the screen size alone, and you'd most likely hinder your gaming experience. It's also worth noting that the OS for this monitor is still the greatest OS I've experienced in a monitor. It's really intuitive, really easy to use, and it's just really cool looking. So that was pretty much it for the display specs. So now let's move on to my final thoughts and my final score for this monitor. So the Samsung Odyssey G4 is a great affordable monitor at $230. You get all of these great features like the 240Hz refresh rate, somewhat 1 millisecond response time, and a 1080p display with an IPS panel. All of it seems pretty basic, pretty normal for this monitor, but I did have some experience that sort of strays away from making this monitor an amazing experience. So obviously one thing I mentioned was black uniformity. When playing games, I can clearly see that there are blotching areas when it shows black. I can clearly see certain areas where there's backlight bleed. So it's not really great for having games that you play in darkness like Arkham Knight or even Uncharted in certain areas, which is just really frustrating to use. On top of that, the lack of contrast with 1000:1 is not really that great. I've seen a lot of budget monitors that have higher contrast than this, and it's just a visual experience that is really good when you have high contrast. But with low contrast like this monitor, it's not as great of an experience. And I think one thing that I really love, and if you're a long-time viewer of this channel, you probably know, is that I love ergonomics of monitors. I really value that. So this monitor can do that, and I've used it in different sort of ways, like using it as a secondary monitor, as a main display, just trying different things out, and I really love it for that case. But other than that, colors were displaying very well. I really loved gameplay on this. So if you really don't care about a lot of these things, this is a decent monitor at a really good price. So in the end, based on the pros and cons, the final score I would give the Samsung Odyssey G4 is a 74 out of 100. It is a pretty average monitor, has some downfalls in terms of contrast and black uniformity, but apart from that, it's a pretty decent monitor. So as always, I've left links in the description where you can go check out this monitor and purchase it for yourself. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to watch more future videos like this. Like this video if you found this helpful, and comment any questions or concerns, and I'll try my best to answer them. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.